With memories fading, the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur seemed like the music industry's ultimate cold case. Until now.
The death of Tupac is one that the world has never been able to get over. For a very long time, the murder has been investigated by the top officers in the state, but sadly, there has been no luck. Various suspects, multiple pieces of evidence, but still no answers. Fortunately, authorities found a break recently and were able to arrest popular gangster Keefe for the murder of Tupac. Yeah, you heard that right. Keefe has been implicated in the murder of the all-round famous rapper Tupac. Fans and the public have a lot to say about this. Did he actually do it? What caused Keefe to commit this hideous crime? You are watching Celebrity Fix, where we will be talking about the shocking new evidence the police found that proves Keefe was behind the murder of Tupac. But before we give you the deets, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos.
27 years. 27 years. For 27 years, the family of Tupac Shakur has been waiting for justice. We are here today to announce the arrest of 60-year-old Dwayne Keith Davis, aka Keefe D, for the murder of Tupac Shakur.
For 3 decades, homicide detectives have struggled to catch the man responsible for the drive-by shooting that claimed the life of Tupac. The rapper was loved all over the world, having sold more than 75 million records worldwide.
25-year-old Shakur was a rap superstar, as prolific as he was profane. He'd sold more than 75 million records by the time he was shot on the Las Vegas Strip.
However, his life came to an abrupt end on September 7, 1996, on a Las Vegas Strip, and the incident has been in the public eye ever since. Tupac was heading to a party with the Death Row Records founder Marion Suge Knight when he met his untimely end. Interestingly, he was with a convoy of 10 cars. They had stopped at a red light when a white Cadillac pulled up right next to them and fired 8 shots. Unfortunately, Tupac had been leaning out of the window at that particular moment to flirt with some women in the car next to him. He ended up taking 4 bullets. The rapper did not die on the spot, giving people hope that he might actually survive this. But then a week later, the unthinkable happened, leaving the world in devastating shock. On the day of the murder, Tupac had first attended a Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Grand Hotel. Afterward, he was later involved in a physical confrontation with Keefe nephew Orlando Anderson and several others at the hotel.
The spark that night, they say, was a beating doled out by Shakur on Davis's nephew, with Shakur seen kicking him on security video at the MGM Grand Hotel.
Apparently, Tupac was the one who started the fight over a previous conflict between the two. Given the circumstances, Anderson was a suspect in the case for years until he was found to be not guilty. Rival Biggie Smalls was also another suspect since the rapper was feuding with him at the time. Unfortunately, the murder has been unsolved for years, with Tupac's murderer running free somewhere. Over the years, there have been many conspiracy theories to try to explain the rapper's murder, with some even pointing fingers at the Las Vegas Police Department for tanking the investigation. Rapper Yaki Gaddafi had been in the car behind Tupac at the time of the shooting. He had managed to get a look at the killer's face and even told the police that he could identify him. But the police failed to follow through on that lead, and before long, it was too late as Gaddafi was fatally shot only a few months later. However, after a long time, it looks like detectives finally cracked the case. On Friday, authorities broke the good news that a Clark County grand jury has handed down a murder indictment for Dwayne Keefe Davis. Las Vegas Sheriff Kevin McMahill spoke about the arrests, saying that many people did not believe the murder of Tupac was important to the department, but Keefe's arrest proves just that.
Well, I know there's been many people who did not believe that the murder of Tupac Shakur was important to this police department. I'm here to tell you that was simply not the case. It was not the case back then, and it is not the case today.
The only question is, who is Keefe D? Before we give you the deets, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos. And while you're at it, make sure to share the video with a Tupac fan as well. Now back to business. Davis is a former gang leader and one of the last surviving witnesses to the crime. He has been arrested for orchestrating the drive-by shooting. According to prosecutors, Davis served as the on-the-ground, on-site commander of the effort to kill Tupac. It's remarkable that authorities have been able to find Tupac's killer after all these years. Surprisingly, it's not because of the officer's efforts. Interestingly, Davis gave himself away. He made the dumb mistake of describing his involvement in the shooting in a 2019 memoir. As far as being caught, this is one of the most stupid ways in fans' eyes.
Mr. Davis's own words reinvigorated our case in 2018.
Davis had long been on the authorities' radar, but the police never found the evidence to make the arrest. However, Greg Kading, a retired Los Angeles detective, proved to be the miracle that the investigation so needed. He spent years looking into the killing and even wrote a book about it. Greg had the chance to interview Davis in 2008 and 2009, not just for the murder of Tupac, but also for the murder of Christopher Wallace. Greg had the foresight to identify Davis as the main suspect in the investigation. However, Greg's suspicions didn't prove all that fruitful. It was actually Davis who ended up digging himself into this hole. In recent years, he had started publicly talking about his connections to the shooting. He even went as far as writing and publishing a memoir. Looks like he forgot to take his classes on how to be criminal, because the first rule of committing a crime is don't go ahead and advertise it. Clark County prosecutor Mark DiGiacomo was on Davis' tail after he said that he knew the identity of Tupac's killer in a 2018 BET documentary. He said, "I was a Compton kingpin drug dealer. I'm the only one alive who can really tell you the story about the Tupac killing." And he didn't stop there. No, Davis decided to boast of his crimes the next year as well in his Compton Street Legend autobiography, where he called himself the shot caller of the South Side Compton Crips. In fact, the exact words he used for himself were "five-star general."
Dwayne Davis, a 60-year-old former Crips gang leader.
Dwayne Davis was the shot caller for this group of individuals that committed this crime.
If you think that's bad, Keefe also said that he was in the front seat of the car that shot Tupac. Now, as far as confessions go, it doesn't get more honest than that. The driver can't shoot since he's got his hands on the wheel. That only leaves the people in the passenger seat and the back seat. The only thing that was left for Davis at this point was to say that he was holding the gun as well. According to the authorities, Keefe is the last living person out of the 4 people who were riding that Cadillac. The authorities also think that Keefe and his buddies were out to even the score after Tupac picked a fight with his nephew Anderson. Davis wasn't exactly thrilled about that. Here's what he said about learning what Tupac did to his nephew. "We couldn't let no record company studio gangsters do us like that. Had they lost their effing rapping minds? Suge and his boys committed the ultimate disrespect when they kicked and beat down my nephew Baby Lane in a video seen around the world." Further implicating himself, Davis wrote about how he was planning to confront Tupac and his buddies. And what do you know? He did. In fact, Davis described the entire ordeal for his readers in his book. He wrote, "I pulled out the Glock that Zip had given me and tossed it in the back seat. Bubble Up did the driving, Baby Lane and Freaky were riding in the back." He added that Tupac noticed them and tried to reach down beneath his seat for something. With a confession like that, you'd wonder why the authorities didn't arrest him before. Guess they had to go through the proper channels before closing this chapter. And that's all for today. What do you think of the situation? Do you think Keefe really committed the murder? Is the case finally closed? Can Tupac's family move on now? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. We will see you next time with more updates.